the Pubco Studios in Oklahoma City, you're watching the Press Row. I'm Jenny Carlson here with Barry Trammell. Time for We Pick 'em. We've got 5 college games, Barry. Let's get right to it. How about Ole Miss going to Texas, SEC versus Big 12? Who you got?
Well, I've got Texas just because I don't know that Mac Brown has anybody else he can fire easily. I mean, you talk about going from complete optimism to complete pessimism in the course of one trip to the mountains of Utah. I mean, the Horns are in free fall. I think Ole Miss has a very good team. Not great, got a good offense. We'll see on defense. If David Ash is fine and can play, Texas might be able to score enough to win. If the Longhorns have to go to the backup, Case McCoy, I think the Horns could be in trouble, but I think Texas gets it done at home.
I am going to go with Ole Miss, and a bit of an upset here. You know, I thought this was a little bit of a toss-up game before the season started, and then Texas went to BYU and completely fell apart. Now they're bringing in a new defensive coordinator to try to fix things. They've got question marks at quarterback. I'm giving the advantage to Ole Miss. I think the Rebels go to Austin and win. Barry, this would be a great pickup win for the Big 12, you know, to beat a decent up-and-coming SEC team, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Ole Miss goes and gets it done. What about a Big 12 matchup happening out in Lubbock, Barry? TCU at Texas Tech. Who you got?
Well, I've got the Horned Frogs. I think it's going to be a very good game. Last time the Frogs went to Tech, they got a 21-0 lead, 2004. They got beat 70-35, but Mike Leach has left the building. I don't think the Tech offense, despite the antics of the great walk-on freshman quarterback at Tech, I don't think we're the old days of the gunslinging Red Raiders. TCU is going to go with Trevon Boykin with Casey Pahal out. I think TCU gets it done with defense.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going TCU, but you know what? Going to Lubbock, it's always a trick, and this is a Thursday night game, so people are going to be fired up out there in Lubbock. Don't sleep on these Red Raiders maybe pulling a big upset to start Cliff Kingsbury's time as head coach out there. I just like TCU. Even with Pahal hurt, I think their defense is outstanding. I think they'll handle that Tech offense. All right, Barry, the big game of the week, that's Alabama at Texas A&M, and you get to say?
I get to say Alabama, and it's unfortunate that Keith Jackson is not covering this game. Now, there's 2 reasons he's not. He doesn't call games anymore, and if he did, he'd be at ABC. This is on CBS. I think Alabama wins it. Texas A&M is going to be fired up. Johnny Manziel, in all his glory and splendor, those suspended A&M defenders will be back. Biggest game in Aggie history, they're saying. It probably is. Except, I think Nick Saban will be ready. I think he'll have that squad ready. They're a proud, great organization. Play the defense. I think Alabama gets it done in College Station.
I will say this. I'm going with Alabama, but Alabama's got some questions of its own after a report surfaced that questions the eligibility of some players here the past couple years. So some things going on in Tuscaloosa that probably have taken some focus away from this game. But Nick Saban has had this team thinking about this game for months and months and months. In the offseason, they had video of this matchup from last year playing in their weight room of Texas A&M's upset of Alabama. So this has been on the minds of players for a long time, but even more, it's been game planning for Nick Saban. We see what he can do when he's got time to game plan, Barry. These national championship games, he and his staff, they're just bears when they have time to plan. They've been planning for this one. Alabama comes out and gets the win. All right, what about the 2 in-state games, Barry? Both of them actually in-state this week. Lamar at Oklahoma State.
Well, if ever a school needed a football game on Saturday, it's OSU. You know, the Cowboy Nation and OSU personnel and the media, all of us have said every day, reading the Sports Illustrated reports, it's time to play some football. And I think this will be an excellent diversion for a fan base that is ready to just enjoy the sport. There's going to be no drama. I mean, it's a 1AA squad from Lamar. Lamar opened the season with a 75-0 victory over Panhandle A&M. So they're staying the second of 3 games this year for Lamar. 2 have been against teams with the same Board of Regents. So I think the Cowboys will get it done. Everybody will be happy. It'll be a celebration that, hey, things are starting to go back to normal and we can look at football.
Slightly different football levels, though, between Panhandle State and Oklahoma State. I'm going Oklahoma State in this one. Easy. Wouldn't be surprised, even if Oklahoma State wins the coin toss. Why not take the ball, trot that offense out there, get going 1,000 miles an hour, score some fast points, get people going crazy. I think Oklahoma State wins easy. Maybe not as easy as Savannah State, but easy. Very easy. All right, lastly, Tulsa goes to OU for a Saturday morning game. Barry, who you got in this one?
Well, when this schedule came out, you thought, Tulsa, Conference USA favorite, maybe, be competitive, good game. Then you've seen how the Sooners have played 2 straight weeks, some offensive trouble, some quarterback issues, a squeaker over West Virginia, and you'd think, hey, maybe Tulsa can spring the upset, except Tulsa has not been good. Gets blown out at Bowling Green, comes back at home to nip Colorado State. This Tulsa team so far is not what we thought it was going to be. I think the Sooners get a solid victory.
Yeah, me too. I definitely like Oklahoma in this one. And yeah, after all that happened to Oklahoma the last couple weeks, if Tulsa was coming in looking as good as we thought they were going to look at this point, you might be expecting to say, hey, Tulsa could go in there and score the upset. But even with Blake Bell coming in to back up to be a starter for the first time, I think Oklahoma's going to have a great chance at a big victory. It is going to be interesting, though. Much like the opener, against an outmatched team, you still had the question of what's Trevor Knight going to look like as a starter. Well, now, Barry, we get to go through that again. What's Blake Bell going to look like as the real and true starter of this Sooner offense? We get a chance to see on Saturday morning. Hey, be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.